Good morning, leaders. Wake up, smell the coffee. It's 6:30 in the morning somewhere in the world. Welcome to the irreverent, bold, unfiltered podcast and videocast about leadership. You want to move your career to the next level? Look nowhere else. You found the right place. Let's get going, shall we? All right. Thanks to one of you during a coaching session asked me, "Hey, Christoph, is there any tool that you really use for the most part of your career?" Yes. Not even half a second after I could answer. Let me introduce you to the Kubler-Ross Curve applied to business change. Kubler-Ross was a psychiatrist, and she, in the late 60s, she described how people go through grievance and the phenomenon of grief after losing somebody very close to them. And actually, people realize very, very quickly that people go through that curve, yes, during grievance, but also facing any change in their personal and professional life. I was introduced to that late 90s and I've been using it. Performance is here, time is there, and we're going to talk about what's happening here. All right, part two. So, what people feel as they go through the curve. So, we start here denying, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to really do it, right? Then they go to anger. What a waste of time and money. How much do this stupid consultant cost? Bargaining. Hey, if they do that, I'm out of here. I'm going to resign if they keep doing. Then they reach the bottom. Depression. This really is happening, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to stop doing stuff. Acceptance. Well, let's explore. Let's think about it. Maybe there's something in it for me. And then eventually moving on. Actually, this new setup is better than the old, and I can see how it can make a difference for me. People are going through all of that. Part three is you can really divide the curve in four square here. D, denial, R, resistance, E, exploration, C, commitment. That's also why I call it the drag curve, not the Kubler-Ross curve only. And really, it's really thing that you need to think about is that in denial, performance start to go up. And as people realize that the change is still coming, it goes down in performance, hitting the bottom here as they go through resistance, the highest point of resistance. And then they start to explore, they start digging up here into commitment. People can get stuck in denial. Either they move or they have to go. People, once in commitment, don't go back. But people here in resistance and exploration can go back and forth. They can spend their life here. And it's very hard because basically performance is going down. Part four, why does it matter? Is that I think this is for one person. When you manage a big change, where there's multiple thousands of people potentially impacted, not everybody's going at the same pace, right? But nobody is going to go from here to there straight. Everybody's going to go through the curve. So as you think about the change, think about everybody and where they are in the curve. I used to do an exercise where people are putting post-it on where they think they are on the curve. Of course, anonymous, and it's very, very interesting because people are all along the curve. Yes, it goes here. A boss is going to be mad at you because you did the change because you want to be here. But first, it gets worse before it gets better. It's unavoidable. You're going to be under high pressure, but it's to get there. You want to get to that better stage, right? And as I said earlier, don't forget, people are going back and forth in the curve. How do we help them going for the curve? All right, so I think we are part five on how we help people going through the curve. When people are in denial, it's time to inform. It's time to align. It's not time for one to many. If you want to move people along the curve as they're in denial, it's face to face, right? Once people are starting to get into resistance, it's reassure them that's okay. I know how you feel, and I'm going to help you going through. I know you feel depressed, but it's not against the past. With the past was okay, but you had to move on. And if you had people that are already in commitment, get them as champion and helping you moving people along the resistance part of the curve. Exploration, it's all about find, guide, coach, support, give time. It takes time, and never forget people can go back. So it's really, really a critical time. And in commitment, celebrate, reward, teamwork, put people in, people with here, and they're going to move them along. That's how you help people getting through that change. All right, if I go back to the curve here to finish in this part, that's our last part. Think about it. If you squeeze a curve, the depression point is going down. So change takes time. You want to go as fast as possible from here to there, but you'll have to give people time. Try to compress without going to the full depression. Never forget, it gets better before here. So don't assume that, hey, I need to maintain the status quo because it's working. No, it's not. It's going to drop down. People go back and forth. Yes, they do. And this is why you really, really need to spend the most time with people have a year. Go here. You don't need to take care of them because they're already committed. And lastly, think about you have multiple curves. Business is all about multiple changes. So they go and interact, overlap between them. Thank you. Bye.